I don't know how long I'm playing. I should have got on earlier, but I just didn't. I'm probably just gonna set like a stopping point. I will attempt to listen to a YouTube video in the background. No promises. Shit might crash. Anyway.
Have a more full lineup, especially when that vehicle is pretty much identical to another vehicle that I can just buy a backup for. Again, it's just a pit to throw
What
your
was I
time and
doing?
money into.
Turn this
It's
shit
a pit
in.
you can avoid, but that's why Gaijin wants to get rid of folders. If they aren't foldered, that makes the grind even worse, incentivizing you to spend more money.
Yeah, see, this is what happened with Lost Ark in a different way. Is that, like, the game isn't, like, the problem is, like, you have to grind like crazy in Lost Ark, but the reason why you have to grind like crazy is the monetization structure. So it's like a, you know, it's not like an A causes B. It's like an A causes B that causes C. Like, there's like 1 degree of separation, so it's harder for people to understand, like, why this is a problem. But, like, this is the issue with, like, pay for convenience and pay to skip mechanics. Like, right here is, like, you're having, okay, so, like, they're taking something away that saves time. They're making it harder to basically, you know, sure up your losses because they want you to lose money. Because if you lose money, then you have to spend more money. That's what the problem with pay for convenience is. Pay for convenience is just as bad as pay to win.
Generally, that's the motivation behind all of these changes. Gaijin wants to make the grind basically unbearable so you're incentivized to spend money.
Yes.
I mean, they pretty much fully admitted to it. The community was not at all happy with this, so the change was reverted, and Gaijin did respond, but the response was incredibly tone-deaf and very condescending. Basically blaming players for all of it. They tried to say that most people agreed and that they'd be helpful changes, but yeah, I think that's a bit of gaslighting there, Gaijin. They did leave a link to a forum where you can leave feedback, but if I had to guess, all of these responses will be shredded, basically. Whatever the virtual...
Oh yeah, the feedback box is called the trash can. Yeah, absolutely.
Of shredding is, I guess, deleting. We'll get into that later, but Gaijin rarely, if ever, actually listens to feedback. Anyway, the player base was still very unhappy with this, so they started review bombing the Steam page, and Gaijin released yet another statement. They again opted for the gaslighting approach, saying that actually this is for the benefit of the player. You can't give a player everything at once, because it will overwhelm and make the game very difficult for them.
Well, you can if they pay for it, though, right? Because if you pay money, you get it fast. So that's crazy, isn't it? So if you can't give a player... Oh, I get it. You can't give a player everything at once. You have to charge a player for everything at once. That's what it... See, oh, ooh. See, it wasn't the right word.
And they will just leave it either immediately or almost immediately. Progression provides opportunities for gradual learning and engaging the players. Without it, the game will lose players right from the start.
And also, by the way, keep in mind that, like, I'm going to go back and just read this statement again. Just by as many times, player game later vehicles always more difficult to play and learn tactically. Without it, the game will lose players. What they're saying is completely accurate. They are totally right with what they're saying. 100%. The reason why it's bad is because you can pay to skip it. That's the issue. It's not that this mindset is accurate and true. But the fact that, like, if this is such a problem, then why can you just pay money to get past it? Practice what you preach. Yeah, exactly.
Start. That is just complete nonsense.
Because they're not advocating. They're not advocating for making the game more of a grind. They're advocating for incentivizing a paywall.
Provide a way for the player to get everything at once. You sell top-tier premiums.
Oh, that's convenient.
You cannot say that making the grind worse is for the player's benefit when you give them a shortcut that costs $50.
Exactly.
But you don't really care about that, do you? Because you know if a new player buys into the game right away, they feel incentivized to stick around. They don't want to waste their money. Even if they are
pretty sure I'm about to do Molten Core again.
To make the purchase worth it in their eyes.
Yeah, sure.
And even if they do quit right away,
I still have my whole raid. I do.
If anything, making the grind worse will drive off players even more. Not only will it drive off existing players, but a new player can install it, see it'll take months to get to a tier 4 vehicle, and just leave.
Wait, it takes months to get to a tier... Like, I'm assuming tier 4 is the highest tier? And you can just skip all of that, the month's worth of grind for just $70? Tier 7 is the highest. Holy fuck!
They also went on to talk about the review bombing. Of course a review on Steam is a platform for expression, but please don't do it because it might lose us money.
Use other less destructive ways. I mean, I'm sure... Please stop giving us negative reviews. Who thought this was a good idea to say this?
The majority of new players just look at the score evaluation and do not read the text reviews. Review bombing does damage to the game in that new players simply won't try it.
That's why they're review bombing it. You fucking idiots. They're review bombing it to punish you for making the game worse. They don't care about the health of the game. They actively want to hurt the game to punish you for fucking it up. For money. They're effectively saying, stop doing this, it's working.
You know this isn't true. This doesn't just apply to War Thunder, that would apply to every game on Steam. You don't see other devs on Steam complaining about the review system. New players can see that most of the negative reviews are very recent, so there was probably some event that made that happen. And I don't know about you guys, but when I see a game has bad reviews, I actually go and look at what's wrong with the game. I don't just...
I think what they're saying is accurate. I think that a lot of people don't look at the reviews. They see the reviews are negative and they just move on.
Yeah,
There are hundreds of games competing for their attention,
mostly.
and they
I
don't
would
spend
say
the
it's like
time to
60-40.
them.
40% people actually take the time to look at the reviews.
You don't get to dictate how people criticize your game.
Like, for example, like in Amazon. Like, how many of you guys have bought something from a seller at Amazon, and one seller has a 4.6 and the other one has a 4.9, and you go with the 4.9? Do you read any of the reviews about why a 4.6 is 4.6 or 4.9 is 4.9? No. You're like, oh, bigger number, better person. That's it. You're done. Yeah, it's that simple. So, like, I think actually what they're saying is completely accurate.
Yeah, I think review bombing is stupid if it's a movie that no one's actually seen, just because there's some political...
Friendly or honored?
But
What?
that's not the case here. These are War Thunder players.
I'm pretty sure I
Some random guy that's
was.
never played War Thunder before isn't going to go, oh, some dev is making a bad decision, better go review bomb it. This doesn't happen. If people are being doxxed or threatened, then yeah, it's an issue and shouldn't happen. But it's
Earn an honored faction.
And Gaijin has the gall to ask for feedback in the forums and other things. They don't care. They don't listen.
Well, the reason why they're asking for it to be in the forums is because the forums is not a... It's not a place for public discussion.
This guy listening to the bald man. I'm getting Shadowmourne on my private server today. Awesome. I'm actually planning on making Frostmourne a drop once I get to the Lich King. Apparently the sword turns you into the Lich King. I don't know, I've never equipped it. Anyway, let's see here. We'll just input this into Wowhead. Yeah. Shadowmourn's the axe and Frostmourne is the unobtainable sword. Now, Shadowmourne is that something you have to craft or is that a drop? Alright, modify or no. Yeah, it's modify, I think. Modify. Oh, I can't talk when I'm dead, can I? Modify. You know, with as many times as I did Molten Core to no avail, I should at least be honored with these guys by now. So what does that do? Oh, that actually took me down. What does that do? Okay, I see the game here. Also, that bot that keeps killing me is stuck inside this mountain. So, I'm gonna get it to target me again. If I can find it again. I was gonna unstuck it. You know what? Is it in the combat log? Yes. And with the GM only item, it doesn't. It's like 12 sockets. Or any item ever, and it's weird property where the gems you put in do different things than what is listed. Shadow Warrior's big quest line where you get the shards from Ice Crown bosses and do all kinds of things to sort of absorb the Lich King's powers. Okay, right on. Yeah, I never even knew all that, actually. Alright, now I get to do Molten Core for the second to last time, I think. It's honestly quicker to Hearth.
What now?
Oh. Yeah, I think I gave Ashbringer to Kazakh. Because there really isn't a point to kill him otherwise. Um, and I gave the Shard of the Defiler to the good side boss, and I forget his name. And Stratho, I figured that just made kind of sort of sense. And since I tripled the stats of legendaries for Outlands and Lich King, having Kha'Zix in the Outlands kind of auto balances that, so you can't just immediately go get it. You have to like pretty much 40 man him. Honestly, I'm probably gonna go do more Molten Core, turn the shit in, then I'm probably gonna get off. Depending on how long it takes me. Because the quest is just gonna have me go back and do it again, so I don't know. Am I there yet? No. Am I there yet? No. Am I there yet? No. Almost. Very close. I need it to repair it all. Oh, I do. I don't think anybody here actually does that.
Strength and honor.
Oh, we're just gonna have to not die at all. That's what we'll have to do. Oh, hold on. Let me fucking get on there. Um, who the hell just did that? Fuck him up. That's right, you better resurrect me.
Discussion. What they're saying.
Anyway, I'm tired of the fucking 278th video about a free-to-play company pretty much forcing you to spend money on their game.
This guy played Genshin Impact for 700 hours. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a lot.
I beat Genshin Impact. A bold statement? Maybe. A very subjective statement? Definitely. But I did it. A bit over 4 months ago, I started playing Genshin Impact for the first time. And looking back at my first time experience, it is funny to see what points I was focusing on. Like, remember when I was wondering if the reason why the healing statues have a limit is because it is going to be a time gate later? Well, now I'm just wondering, why is it there? So yeah, 4 months later, I can say that after crawling through this very confusing hole, I came out on the other side with all the major story quests complete, a few reputations maxed out, quite a few 5-star characters on my account while staying free to play, and with the final floor of the Spiral Abyss cleared. And that's all while amassing 700 hours.
But how much did you spend, though?
He said
How
stay
much
free
money
to
did you
play.
spend?
He just said.
Throughout this journey, every
much
time I
money?
talked about Genshin, people mentioned that I am
Free to play? What the fuck is wrong with him? What an idiot! Oh my god.
overly positive about everything. But that's because it was all a setup for this moment.
Okay.
Because today we are not gonna talk about the amazing combat or the
Well, that's
great
fucking
events.
badass.
We are going to talk about the garbage. And that goes for both the gameplay and the story. So strap up and get ready, because it's not often you can see me mad or disappointed. But today is gonna be one of those days.
Okay.
Just like it goes for every new Genshin player, my journey started with the story. By all means, the story is the true raw experience here. If Genshin does anything at all, it is telling stories for their characters. And that's for the better, or much, much worse. You
Is she
see,
a bitch?
previously you might have heard me saying that Genshin has some of the best stories told in gaming. Which is a statement I do believe is true. To give you
Wow.
some examples without any major spoilers, Raiden had some really
She
strong
pulls a sword out of her boobs? Oh, wow.
points. Chasm has an excellent story with even better side quests, and Sumeru has some incredible hits, especially Nahida's quest, which is simply referred to as the Loop. That one was amazing. But while these big moments in the story are amazing, the way you get there can
Oops.
be painful. The best example is Inazuma. And here, just know that I am going to spoil the very beginning, which, to be honest, as you'll see, is gonna
Give
be
him a
totally
moment to
When
buff.
you arrive in this beautiful region,
Okay.
in
Are they
order
even
to
still
get to the
buffing?
great parts of the story, you have to run around and get a pass that lets you freely
No.
walk around.
All
To
right.
get it, you first have to run around and help people deal with taxes for 3 hours. You then
That sounds too much like real life.
have to learn about the conflict between the local houses for the next 2 hours.
Even
Then
more
things
like
get
real life,
A little
yeah.
bit more
The two
interesting
parties.
as you learn about who Raiden is, before it gets to the part where you set up fireworks for 4 hours. Honestly, I know there were more chores in between these points, but my brain blocked out the memories because it's trying to protect me. What I know as a fact is that there was a total of 10 hours of setup before you got to the great part of the story of the region, which
I think that a lot of games do this, and I'm not really sure if it's necessary. Do you really need that much setup? I feel like, okay, so for some things, that amount of setup is really important.
Okay, I'm
Like,
doing
think of
full
Season
damage
1 and 2 Game
for the
of
Molten
Thrones,
Giants with
think
my
of
fire
Realm
spells.
Reborn. But for other things, the amount of setup is not important. Think of like Lost Ark. Some of the stories, dude, you don't need to go through and tell all these stories. It just takes too long. A Realm Reborn's a good example. Well, and yeah, they cut a lot of stuff out of that.
wouldn't be an issue if the payoff was
What about the
gold.
Annihilators?
But truth be
Oh,
told,
okay.
specifically in Inazuma, the finale was simply really good. But there is no way this can justify 4 hours of setting up fireworks. I I know they were important because they were used to distract the guards, but 4 hours? And
Yeah,
that's not even
Oh,
saying
he's
the
Spanish,
entire
that's why.
War. A massive war that is supposed to shape the future of this region.
We'll just shoot him.
But due to technical limitations, the game only shows us a 5v5 battle. So yes, sometimes the game can flop really
Oh,
heavily
wow.
on the immersion. But that's not the point.
It's a little inconsistent, ain't it?
Sometimes the story can drag a lot,
Oh.
and that's for 2 reasons.
Why is that?
First
Whatever.
of all, Genshin relies on their gacha system, which means one thing. They have to promote their characters, which is how a lot of the time you end up with a lot of characters who are forced into a story. Not because they would necessarily enhance the story experience.
But because it would make sense to get them. Now, I think this is actually a really good point that he's making here, is that the stories are driven by the monetization model. I think this is very accurate.
Because it is a 5-star character. They have to give them as much spotlight as possible.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Yoimiya is the perfect example here. Honestly, she is such a great character. But her story should have been her own character quest. There was no reason to force her into the Archon quest so brutally. And I do believe that might have soured the character for some people, which later got saved because she's a really good DPS. Thankfully, later, Hoyoverse realized that forcing characters into the story no matter what is not a great idea. And so for some of the new characters, instead of just forcing them into the main story, it seems like they either put them into events...
That was a sick
which
blink.
usually
I don't care what you say.
or for the 4 stars, they give them the hangout quests. But then there is the...
I think that's actually a really good way of doing it. That's much better than before, it seems. Yeah, it seems much better.
Other issue
I
that
don't know,
Genshin
I don't
has
know.
when it comes to stories, and it's still a really big one. It is an issue that stayed in the game till this day. And that's the fact that no matter what conversation you are in, be it a big Archon quest or a lead up to what's happening in a region, in the vast majority
I
of
keep
cases,
underestimating how hard they
say
hit
a lot,
that, and I'm tired.
and yet they say
But I'm always tired, so I guess
I
that's
can't
not
be the
really
only
an
one who noticed
excuse.
this, right? There are times when the dialogue just drags, which really sucks because this also happens during the big storyline.
This happens in Honkai Star Rail too. There's a lot of unnecessary dialogue.
Lines which I really liked. Like, no matter what plot twist happens or what setup happens, everything has to be explained. Exposition is like 80% of the dialogue. What's crazy is that you can easily cut the dialogue in half. The story would stay, and in many cases, it might even be better, because it would actually help with the pacing. In movies and entertainment media in general, there is a golden saying that separates good and bad
don't tell.
storytelling. Show, don't tell.
Rewatched.
A rule that tells the writers to show people what's going on and let them realize.
I need to stop dying, I forgot.
Doing so, you're
Yeah, I think that that's definitely a good thing, but you've got to keep in mind Genshin Impact is made for like kids.
Do you like how I said that and just immediately jumped in the lava?
So like you can't go with some like Dark Souls storytelling shit because people are just not gonna know what the hell is going on. They're not
To be fair, when I have this many bots that close to me, I can't even see where the floor is half the
gonna
time.
get it. I mean, that's the truth.
engaged
Kids
with
aren't
the
dumb.
story from
Yeah,
the
they are, bro. Like I remember I couldn't do my Warrior Axe questline because I threw away the list of stuff I needed. So I never knew how to get the Whirlwind Axe. Because I threw the note away, it was a waste of space in my inventory. I said, fuck that. Kids are stupid as fuck. That's why they
Where you guys going?
side of the beholder.
Just targeting some random mob off in the
Immediately
distance?
gets thrown out the window when Paimon appears on screen, and she explains every single tiny detail you might have missed with very long and complicated sentences.
Oh,
like,
God.
yeah, Paimon actually does have some great scenes in the story,
Oh.
but this is not one of her stronger sides. And in case Paimon is not available, my favorite case of telling, not showing, is when the screen goes black and there is a text that pops up that tells you what's happening, like it's a silent movie from the 1920s.
They have this in Honkai Star Rail too.
What what's strange is that it is obvious that the writers on
Okay, let's explain the real reason why that happens. Most of the cases in why that happens is for them to do a phase change on screen without you seeing it. To reorient or remove and add certain NPCs into the story. That's the real reason why it goes black. And that's the same reason why in Final Fantasy the screen will go all white or all black. It's so they can change the scenery without the player seeing it.
It's basically a loading screen.
They are using proper setup.
See, why did they keep doing that?
Are they doing this just to give the game longer content? Well, unfortunately, things get a bit worse. Because you see, while the main story of Genshin literally has multiple days of raw, voice-acted conversations, it gets quite bad when you realize
shit.
that
I'm gonna get out again, maybe.
not voice-acted, but they still have the
Yeah, Honkai Star Rail does a better job with
I'm
it
just gonna go
because
back
the
to using
important
frost
side
spells.
quests are voice acted, and the ones that aren't important aren't voice acted. So like the ones with female
Wasn't there a molten core strategy?
and the ones with the male characters are not, which I think is pretty fair.
same kind of long conversations. So should you venture outside of the boundaries of the main story, get ready.
I'm pretty
to
sure there was.
a lot. And I mean a lot. For many of you, this
I think this problem is much more evident as a streamer than it is as a player. Because having to stream reading all of that stuff, like I remember whenever I would do Final Fantasy, the whole MSQ, oh my god, it was brutal. Dude, my throat would hurt at the end of it, right? Because it's like I would have to read out everything. And it's like as a player, I'm just sitting back on my chum like this.
Molten core, I wonder what does that do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have it
Like this war? Oh, fuck.
added.
Yeah.
See what that does.
And that's it.
absolutely kills the pace, likely making you skip the dialogue and then look for videos on YouTube to tell you what happened. Or perhaps
That's probably true.
you don't care at all and you do nothing.
Yeah.
Leaving the
I'm gonna
world
ask
a bit
him real
sad
quick.
because their history is quite cool. But you see, when it comes to the storytelling, there is even more things that we can mention, such as events. In my opinion, the FOMO is not as bad here. At least that's because the pros outweigh the cons. With all the events that come and go, the world actually feels alive. It simply wouldn't feel the same without them. But it's such garbage that actually important lore is locked behind these events. If it was just a side story, for example, like what happened during the lunar celebrations, then sure, you can
Yeah,
have
that's what WoW does, and that's what Lost Ark does.
most of the story be the day-to-day casual jobs of your characters, while also having some important lore in the middle of it. I'm totally fine with that. But when the event itself is a core part of setting up the world, that's absolute garbage. For example,
How do I feel about that? I think that, like, yeah, in a way, there is, like, the value in, like, oh, you had to be there to experience it. You know, moments where, like, it creates FOMO for people to want to play the game. But I don't know.
I have
I don't know
no
which one's more
idea who
important.
this guy is. I went through all the stories and then he just randomly appeared in the middle of an event and I'm supposed to
Can't
know
even
him?
click on the
In my
dude.
chat, people kept telling me that he's actually
Oh,
the
he's
spoiler of a
banished.
really important part of the story. And
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here thinking, I just want to play the game. Not to mention that even after I finished the event where he appeared, because I had no context for his story, if he spoiled anything, well, I missed it. So yeah, events are great. The way they tell stories is awesome. But please don't shove important lore into them. I missed 2
I probably think he's right about this more than not being right, but I can see why they do it.
years worth of events, and apparently some of that story was quite important. But you know what? Enough talking about the storytelling. Let's move on. As I continued on my adventure through the story, the game finally introduced the Spiral Abyss to me. This is where I realized
It's
I
time
get-
to spend money.
this
Really?
was the
We're
end
gonna
game.
wipe right now?
And so I set it up to be my goal to beat the final floor of the Spiral Abyss. At which point, my viewers were like, yeah, good luck with that. Unless you're a whale, see you in 3 years. So, being the insane person I am, to prove them that I don't have to pull for anything, I decided to do it as a free-to-play player. Which made me realize I had some planning to do. You see, it is true.
See, like, I don't understand that. I really don't. Because in games like this, like, it like that's part of it is spending the money. You know, like if I want to go and show off to people, I would play like a skill-based game, like a Elden Ring or Valorant or something like that. But like this is my mindset with any game that has pay to win in it. No accomplishment matters. Nothing matters. It's all just for fun.
That at the beginning I got a bit lucky. My first ever pull gave me the look, whose gameplay I liked very much, so I decided to carry him with me to the end of the challenge. But the first banner that popped up when I was playing was for Hu Tao and Yelan, who are...
Oh, that one must have made a lot of money.
Allegedly, one of the best pyro carries in the game, and one of the best hydro DPS supports.
It did? Yeah, I bet.
And I got them both within like 20 pulls of each other. And after them, I also got Bennett and the Water Boy, which gave me a pretty good meta comp. So at that point, even though I was a free-to-play player, my account certainly didn't look like it, which made me realize my free-to-play challenge is kinda stupid. Because what's the difference?
Yeah, so you might as well just spend $1,000. Like, I mean, you might as well. I mean, look, at this point, yeah, you might as well just spend like $2,000 or $3,000 or, you know, like $500 a week.
Failing and just getting lucky.
Yeah.
The difference is none, to be exact. But I still had to plan around my pulls, because the Spiral Abyss requires 2 full teams to beat it. And even though my first team was really stacked, my second team was just random garbage. So if there was something I wanted to pull for, it would have to be for the second team. And yes, at that point I also realized that the gacha system is quite garbage. But I kinda accepted it for what it is, so at the end of the day,
it is what it is.
I don't know if I can talk to that guy if I'm dead.
And complaining that they have booze. Regardless.
Yeah, it's like if you go into one of these games, you have to understand that it's pay to win garbage. You have to know that going into it.
Can I?
It's like, yeah, you go in and it's like...
Awesome.
If you're watching, you go in and you decide you want to watch Saw 5. And you're upset and traumatized about it because it showed a lot of gore. Well, what the fuck did you expect?
It didn't take long, and I rounded up my second team, with my main carry there being Hu Tao. And even though this meant that I had 2 vape teams, I was happy. Until I hopped into the early floors to test out.
Alright, I'm not taking any aggro ever again.
To see the truth. My eyes were forced open. Hu Tao sucks. It is true that she is really powerful and that she is one of the best DPSs.
I just thought she was cute. I thought that's why people liked her. I didn't know there was any... I didn't... Really? Okay.
But my god, her gameplay sucks. To have optimal DPS, you have to charge attack and jump in the middle of the animation to interrupt it. Over and over and over. That's what you do the whole fight. People kept telling me, you know, it is what it is. To which I say...
I think he's doing it wrong. Because if that's the meta, wouldn't you want to knock them together?
Nay, that is not fun. I don't want to cancel animation my way to hell. And so, I threw Hu Tao into the garbage can and I...
Wow. Waifu deleted. Holy shit.
So the streams, man, I've been binge watching these while playing myself the last few days. Well, I appreciate that. That's nice. Most of my streams aren't really all that entertaining. I do get on a roll sometimes when I have the proper amount of sleep and caffeine and alcohol, and when that's combined all together in the perfect amount and mixture. It can usually make for some pretty entertaining content, but other than that, I'm just playing a damn game. You know who else is playing a damn game? These bots. Starting to get hot in my room here. What's the current temperature right now? 76. The hell?
Shit. People are gonna be really upset about this one.
Avenged her indefinitely. Yes, I am aware that I can.
Is this the beginning of Necrit's his like Genshin villain arc? I feel like this could be the video that turns the tide.
Lucky and I got
I'm just
my
gonna
first
sit back here and
2.0.
throw
I don't
cross
I don't like the
bolts
gameplay.
like a
If you
proper
don't like
fire
it,
mage.
I'm not playing it. Of course, this
Oh,
decision
wait a minute,
felt
wait a minute.
a bit of an
Wait a minute.
And this
Shit's
argument
getting out of control.
realized that the Genshin community splits into two camps. Those who follow the meta guides and micro-optimize their DPS.
Oh, I'm dead again.
And those who actually have free will and they have fun with the tools Genshin gives them. And of course, one of
Why
them
are the flame
is
imps doing so much
without
damage all of a
doubt,
sudden?
there
It
is
doesn't
no
make any...
way
Did we aggro two groups of
I'll be
them?
honest, the way that I play games like this.
Oh
is
my
I just,
gosh.
I just look up, I see what the best characters
Are
are.
you a
and I just play
shaman?
those. Because they're the best. They do the
The
most
soul
damage.
survivor.
So I just play the ones that do the most damage. There it is. About that simple.
You can do it. You can do it.
Again, this entire time, I
You did it.
firmly believe
Awesome.
that
Good job.
you have to fall for anything.
I like how the only fat people in the game are the enemies.
And you can
Yes,
just
very
play
much
with
so.
whatever you want. So,
You know what makes for great content? Watching one bot slowly res a 40-man party.
I went on the internet and searched for Genshin DPS tier list.
Okay.
Something no mortal should ever
Wow.
do. It was one thing to see Diluc lower on all the tier lists. That way he was perfect for me to play. But I also needed a carry DPS for the second team. Someone quite bad. Even better, someone who was designed to mainly be a support. Which is how my
Bro, like, I'm sorry, but like, what is this name? I mean, like, bro, it's just like, okay, it's Chinese. Yeah, I get it, but you know, it's just, you know.
My Candy Scary Challenge was born. To prove everyone that you should play what you wanna play, and to prove that anything works, I decided to beat the game with her. And just like that,
Okay.
my final two teams were locked in place.
Oh,
But there was
wow.
one more.
So what he's mad about is that it doesn't really matter what your team comp is. So I mean, I could see that. Oh, good fucking grief. Hold on a second. Let me just. I've actually been wiping strictly because of the bots. Of bots. Just like aggroing shit randomly from across the room. So hold on here. I know this is dirty and I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing it anyway. My punishment is I have to sit here and dot repair a whole bunch of fucking bots. Should I be more careful? Probably. Hold on a second. I gotta change clothes. I'm not sweating in my room. See, I want to do this legitimately, but between me not really paying attention and the bots just kind of aggroing two groups of imps at the same time, it's really hard to do that. Are you fucking serious? There's more imps in here? We just aggro two groups. This is fucking ridiculous. You know what it is? My bots are following me way too close. I need to tell them to stay. Because the last time I was in here, we just went right through this. It wasn't a problem. So apparently I'm just having false sense of security. Alright, who do I gotta repair now? Let me just do this. Alright. Let's try it again. Stay the fuck back here, please. I will pull everything out. Apparently I have to pull both groups because they'll aggro both groups if I don't. Oh, I got the lava guy behind me. And then they banished a lava surger. I'll let them keep fighting that guy, and I'm gonna go ahead and tap them. Freeze. Oh, that didn't work. I don't know where the fuck that core hound came from. Apparently he has a just a really big patrol route. Okay. The good news is my repair bill when I get out of here is going to be roughly the same as it would have been had I not dot repaired myself, so I'm still going to pay for it. I really don't remember these imps being that hard to fight. But I think I had more healers last time. I had a lot of priests in my group, so that could be why. Oh look, he's back. And these imps just come through a wall and just clip right through it. It's great. You can't see it, but I'm pushing my mouse button with like authority right now. You ever seen that angry German kid video where like just German kids freaking out over a video game? It's about how hard I just push my mouse button. And of course they banish them. Hurry up and kill him so we can move on. They banished him again, I think. Alright. I can't fucking blink. And I just fucking die. And my bots are still on flee for whatever reason. Blanking only works like half the time, seeing I just stayed in one spot. I don't know why. Again, blank stayed one spot. Bad again. Alright, thanks for pulling for now on. And the boss is coming. Okay. He has a pretty sound fire immune system.
That's still recharging.
I actually crit with my frostbolt. Might fucking write an entry in my diary about that. Dear diary. I crit with my frostbolt today. I was not expecting it. One could say it was lit, though it was a frostbolt and not a pyroblast. So maybe it was just slick because it's ice. Huh, diary. Of course you get my puns. We've been together for so long. Only you understand me, diary. I'll be right back. I need another beer. Did you just make noises? Come here, Bubba's. How is your butt? How is your butt? Is your butt doing good? Is your butt better? Hmm? Let's see what Laura's doing. Fully expected to come back dead. Oh, I need that. Oh. What else do I need here? Do I even have to fight this boss? I don't think I do. Oh, shit. I thought that was Blizzard. Don't ask me why. No, I don't need to fight him, actually. But I'm going to. Ooh, that did a lot of damage. Oh shit, he wants my dick. That is a lot of, what's that ability called? I forget. Rain of Fire, I think. Just gonna let the tank pull. He knows what he's doing. Alright, I want everyone to make sure they're full on mana. Oh shit, what did he say? I feel bad because I haven't been responding. Reinstalling character. VMAT files, missing place of Hold on, what's the option for that? 6 1. Okay. Oh. I didn't mean to close that. Yes. I would do the wipe database option in the menu and use option 1. Try that, and if that doesn't work, complete reinstall and make sure you move your save folder out of move your save folder somewhere else. before you do. Go get him, Tiger. We'll be right here. We'll be right here rooting you on. Oh, you take full damage. Oh, I forgot I can't do long channels with you because you just do that gay shit. Can't even tell where I'm going half the time. You dick sucker. You would dampen magic or whatever the fuck. Did that hit him? Yes. I hit some full strength. Oh wow, the melee DPS does stand behind him when you do it. Holy shit. This is revolutionary. If you use the Molten Core strat, the melee DPS... Oh, shit. You know what? I probably should have used... Because this guy actually has his own strat, too. This sucks. Okay, that was legitimate wipe. That was legitimate. I forgot to put it because there's actually a strat specific for that boss, and I forgot about it.
Building up the teams and farming artifacts was relatively simple. But I needed every help I could get, so I needed good weapons. My Diluc was using something...
Didn't Tectone spend like $20,000 on a weapon and he lost the 50-50 so many times the developers changed the game? It was Staff of Homa, it was like $25,000. Wow.
Usable, but Candice really needed some help. Which meant that for the first time, as a free-to-play player, I had to pull on the weapons banner. Thankfully, there was one that had one of the best deep...
Can they use that sword in the game? Can you see them like using that? Because that sword looks pretty cool.
DPS claymores in the game, but also a really good DPS spear. Perfect for my 2 carries. So I started pulling. And oh boy was it painful. Now I wouldn't say that the weapons banners are a scam, which is what most people say. They work on the same formula as pulling for characters, except instead of getting 5-star characters, you get 5-star weapons.
Isn't that
In fact,
good?
the formulas are a bit more favorable towards the weapons. No, the reason why...
Usually the way every single one of these fucking games work is there's 4 banners. There's the banner for the current character that has a boosted rate, and there's the banner for the current empowering device of the character that has a boosted rate. And then there's the third banner, which is the banner for all of the other characters that has the base rate. And then there's the banner for all of the other weapons that has the base rate. There's 4 of them. And basically every single game that I played like this is the exact same. There's 4. There's only 3 banners. Oh, really? 3? Okay.
Hello.
The weapons aren't separated? Genshin has 3?
Are you not gonna teleport me?
Is because it is just not satisfying. Getting new weapons is simply not as transformative as getting new characters with entire new gameplay. And unfortunately, things really sucked for me because this was the first time my luck ran out. My main goal was to get a good climb.
Thank you.
So of course, after I kept off my pity, the first weapon I got was
Well, that's good, right?
painful.
Oh.
Sure. But I went out into the world and farmed more gems.
Smart.
And the next stream I returned to pull some more. Only to cap off my pity again. And then
What'd you get? Ooh. Well, now he's got a 2-star.
so yeah, it got bad.
That's good though,
But
right?
with the pity system, at least this meant that the next weapon that would drop would
It's like level 2.
definitely be the Claymore, right?
Yeah.
Well, after a lot more farming, I kept off my pity again.
What'd you get?
But I didn't have enough to do my last 2 pulls.
Just
This was on
spend
stream.
money.
The last day of the banner.
Just spend
So
money.
I was forced into a dilemma. Earlier during my adventure, someone who's insane actually
See,
Hey, Kenny Official, how's it
there
going?
is. Man, you know what you call that? Working as intended.
gifted my account 500 gems. So what I could do is just go out into the world and farm for 2 hours while giving people really
Alright.
extreme content. Or I could give people some good content.
They got
and
that
go to the
strat,
gems,
but now they need Magma
play,
Daughter
get the Claymore and continue
strat
with the
as
story.
well.
So, that's what I did. And just to be fair, after the stream, I farmed the gems and I kept them on my account until the challenge was over. And literally on the next pull,
got it.
I got my Claymore.
See, that's the Whaler's buff. See, this is what I was talking about. In Lost Ark, I was trying to create the fake news that if your account was capped
Really?
out on microtransactions, you had an additional multiplier to honing chances. Like if you had already spent $400 for the day, it was like I forgot what the number that I invented was.
Yeah, the bots are very good,
Called it the Whalers
actually.
Advantage, or something like that,
There's a
but,
few, you know,
apparently
buggy
nobody got
things,
into
but
it.
it's not near as bad as it used to be.
Actually, it is all
Because
actually
single player
fine.
project's been around for a while.
Technically, however, I spent $2 with
Oh.
illegal content. Do I care? No, it's a stupid challenge that gave me too many 5 stars anyway.
Like almost 10 years, I
Yeah,
think,
well,
actually,
weapons
now that I
is
think about it.
garbage,
Holy
but
crap.
more importantly, it's not satisfying. Anyway, to get my team ready, there was one more thing that I have to do. Get artifacts. For the most case, that was easy. Or so I thought. You see, yet again, I found a flaw. But this is a flaw that was very unique to me. Normal players will never face this. Up until this point, I never faced backseating before. Every
Go
time
get
I
'em.
played a game on stream before, I was fairly
Yeah, I had the same thing, but I actually appreciated the backseating because I didn't know what the best stats were.
confident I knew more than my viewers. In general, statistically, I am above average at most games. But Genshin was my first time experience.
Yeah.
So I was looking for tips from time to time. And holy shit, that was a bad idea.
Oh, no
I
doubt.
now understand why backseating sucks and why people hate it so much. In my case, it actually started with the story. At the beginning, to a new player, Genshin actually spits out a lot of
The
enemies.
fucking imps
Not only are
respawn?
there just many different characters by default, but you also have 3 enemy factions. The story that was supposed to be spread out over 2 years just falls on
I'm
you
gonna
like
die.
an avalanche, and there are also multiple villains
Yeah.
with different motives. But throughout all of this, even though I was constantly mixing up the factions,
At least we're not gonna wipe.
confusing who's on whose side, I still had fun because the story was interesting.
Yeah, I think the Legion one doesn't have bots.
And
Pretty
that
sure.
was an issue, because I was consuming the story wrong. Apparently, I was ruining my own experience by rushing the story, even though you can't rush a story in this game. Unless you skip through dialogue, you actually just consume the story at the pace at which it is presented to you. Like, what do you think I'm supposed to do? Sit down at home and think about what I just witnessed after every quest? For me, personally,
I mean, I think that's what people would want to see. And then whenever you do that and you spend too much time on it, people get mad. So they're gonna get mad no matter what.
Personally, it wasn't until Sumeru that things really clicked together. But for some people, that was too late and I was a lost cause. All while
Can
I
I
was having
walk
a
this
blast.
way, please? Thank
Oh, yeah.
you.
I got backseated on how to consume the story of a video game. But that
As this guy played Final Fantasy 14 before.
It's not the only kind of backseating that happened to me. Obviously, there were some people who corrected me on how to play when it comes to combat. To a certain degree, it was helpful when people pointed out the basics to me. But later on, some people just shoved facts into my face, which crumbled at the first moment I opened up the internet. And it was proven to me that yet again, on average, I should be trusting my own instincts more. And you know, from time to time, I even like to troll the people who thought I was an absolute idiot.
Is there a good one for her, or is there anything else that I can get that's better? The catch! What's the catch? Fishing. Can I just go and get it now? How long does that one take? Oh. Clueless. Where do you buy it? Why 2 weeks? Can I just get it?
Just buy it on the store.
There's like only one. There's like a sea of Legion cores out there, from what I understand. But I was able to find one that launched, and everything seems fine. I plan on incorporating it when I make new tunes into my rotation. But they seriously just aggro more imps? Like what? Magmadar died? When did he die? How come I didn't get the loot? No. We're gonna do it again. Besides, I want to see what this strategy does here. Alright. Go at him. Go get him. Just get him. Oh, the bots know how to do this way better than I do, because I just run into his fear constantly. The casters are staying a lot farther back this time. So that's good news. Wow, they're actually running away from him. Andy, you see this? The bots are actually getting away. Holy shit! Andy! Andy, it's official. The bots are good. Probably better than me at this point. Look at them. I should be standing back here. What am I doing? I'm just gonna die now.
That's still recharged in.
Short bursts. I think a fireball is technically a short spell, right? Nobody's dying! Andy! No one dies! Except me! But they're still gonna skin him! You know, just for that, I'll up the damage a little bit. Since we have actually have the damage rates on bosses down a smidgen because I'm playing with bots, but since I have a strat just for the boss, I will up it back up a little because he barely scratched me. Well, he killed me, but in terms of my group. Greed. Yeah, greed. 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 Nothing for me. I was hoping.
Yeah, I can get it. What? What? You can just buy it.
Oh, there you go.
You need these too?
Why the fuck would she sell a trident for fish?
Yeah. You can just buy these. What are you on about?
Do.
And so, with my team gathered up and my weapons ready, the day came to prove everyone wrong. I unlocked the final level of the Abyss, and I went in with my scuffed team. On that day, originally I just wanted to stream some stories and maybe try the Abyss for a bit. But instead, I ended up grinding the final floor of the Abyss
Wow.
for 5 hours. After all, this was my own stupid challenge that was preventing me from
Oh
paying.
god.
It was the first time I faced that floor. And I have to say,
Alright, what bosses do I need
had
here?
an absolute blast. This was probably the most fun I have had in this game. It was
I'm
like
pretty much
Dark
just gonna
Souls.
do a full clear minus Major
And it was
Domo
awesome.
and
Great.
It is true
Ragnaros.
that around the 4-hour mark, I took a break for 30 seconds, and then I went right back in.
There you go.
And at
There you
the
go.
end,
Never quit.
We faced Nut, a boss that is notorious for stalling time. Something that my
oh, I'm watching a What's Wrong with Genshin Impact Osmogold reacts to Necrit, which is Necrit, whatever. Necrit reacting to himself. Osmogold reacts to him reacting. In other words, perfectly normal YouTube video. Everybody wants to see everybody's reaction these days. What's the, oh boy. Hey, you know what? The caster stayed out of it this time. Oops. Oh shit, they're after me. I'm fucking dead. Did I at least give him time? Do something? Like, there's just imps, guys. Come on. Why are we dying to imps all the time? There you go. To be fair, they keep spawning on top of me. Their spawn time is what? Seven minutes. And they just keep spawning on top of me as we go through there. So, like, I'll be fighting one group, the next group spawns right where we're fighting. I should still have. No. Why the hell did I copy that? Oh shit. This is almost unplayable if you don't have GM. Yeah, just go fight them. Hell with it. It does save. However, it's not like super frequently, so if you have a crash,
I need a target.
it will roll you back. So you're gonna want to dot save, you know, every so often. Basically, anytime you would quick save in, like, say, Elder Scrolls game or whatever, you're gonna want to dot save in this, because I have mine on a macro actually. But it also has its own save. Its own save states, kind of like how emulators save states. You can actually save your server state, and you can actually run multiple states off your server at once. So, like, say you want one that's just for you, and then you can have one that's just for you and your friends if you're playing like on LAN or Hamachi or something. Oh, I want it. Holy shit. Check that out. Wait, what? Oh, for a second I thought this might be better, but it's not. Why do I have negative fire resistance? See, now I have to restart the server. This is an ongoing bug. You'll just have like random stats that are in the negatively affected by something for some reason. I don't know why. It says 20 but plus 15 is 62? I don't understand that. Anyway, dot save. Reloading the server super quick though. 0 to shut it down. Oh, I leveled this character. I leveled him straight from 1 times 1 rates on everything. Every character I have is times 1 rates. I have a Burning Crusade character and a Wrath character too. I have all 3 cores installed. When I make my next tunes, it's still going to be ×1, but there are going to be certain things that I adjust, mainly in vanilla because the XP gain is much lower in vanilla. But like, for example, since you can edit every little thing with the database editor, I am going to increase the XP reward for quests for items that have super low drop rates. I might even just fucking double it. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh wow, it actually spawned me right back here. It usually just puts me at the entrance. I gotta wait for the bots to log back on, which should only take a second. Everybody back on yet? No. Doesn't usually take this long. There we go. I think that's actually everyone. Some of them died for some reason. I only have 2 tanks in my group, unfortunately. But it's working out. Yeah, you guys should attack him. Highly recommend it. Oh, and the bots like to banish elementals for no reason. And then they waste a bunch of mana on it. They're still casting buffs. No, they changed. I also add in unused items like Ashbringer and shit into the server. And next time I play through, I'm gonna buff Cannonball Runner because it's pretty weak. And it's so cool, yet it's so weak at the same time. Let's see, is there a strat? What boss is here? They don't have a Cthulhu strat, unfortunately. I wonder if using the Magmadar strat on like every boss would just make him stay away from the boss, the casters. How much damage am I doing? Fuck, he's coming for me. Stop. You know what? Frostbolt it is. Frostbolt doesn't get any aggro from anyone, ever. Normally I tell him to focus the boss, but this is fine for right now. Okay, it's not fine anymore. Oh, I forgot they throw like grenades and stuff now. I'm gonna have him fight Gar, and I'm gonna use the Magmadar strat with Gar and see if they treat him the same way or if it's exclusive to the NPC. Because if it's not exclusive, like every boss fight's gonna be super easy now. Well, not super easy, but you know. Alright, who are we targeting? How about we target this guy? You can tell him who to target. Skull makes him focus that mob, and there's another one that makes him DC and ignore. I forget what it is. It's moon or if it's cross. Oh. There's nothing easier than being a fire mage in this raid. You just push the same button over and over again. Let's start on the other one. I need more bots, so you'd say 3,500 is the sweet spot? Well, for PvP, 3,500 is fucking annoying. Because you're getting ganked constantly. Because of how the bot spawning works. Like 3,500 honestly isn't that much in terms of like a player count, but the way the bot spawning works, 3,500 feels like 7,000. So you can pretty much take whatever number you put in a PvP server and double that, and that's what it's gonna feel like. But on a PvE server, it really doesn't matter, you know? And you can also enable cross-faction groups and stuff like that, so if I were to do this all over again, because when I do it again, I'm going to start all the bots at level 1, just like myself. But if I were to do this all over again, I would probably do 3,000, I think. It's just some quests, especially in like Silithus and all the high contested areas, it was just... It was torture, man. I was just getting ganked. It got to the point where I started rolling around with a level 40 raid. Like when I knew that all I need was the quest XP to hit 60, I just started rolling with the whole posse. I would like to click on that guy. That'd be nice. Why are they not attacking him? Oh, then he comes over and hits me in the face. I'm pulling aggro with Frostbolt. Awesome, man. Glad to hear it. Honestly, had I been you, I would have just you had the whelp egg issue, right? I would have just deleted all the eggs and spawned in fucking whelps. But people seem to swear by that fix I copy and pasted for you. Yeah, honestly, like if you're just playing to get to the end game content, like if you're playing for PvE, you could just do like 2,000 and just have cross faction shit. So. Alright, I'm gonna add Magmadar back as a strategy. And I want to see if they treat Guard the same way they treated him. I need a drink. Alright, here we go. Tanks first. Gotta focus the boss. Okay, he does take full damage for my shit. I'm gonna go ahead and go into a rotation here. Oh, fuck. They really want to kill me. That's fine, though. I don't mind tanking. I'm gonna have to dot repair myself, though. Yeah, they're not treating him the same way at all. They'd be running... The caster should be running away from him. Also, Darren, I don't think I fucking told you, man. There's actually strats that you can give the bots for specific raids and bosses, like Magmadar. They'll actually, all the casters will actually stay way the fuck away from him. Like max range. And all the melee go in and they stick behind him. I shit you not. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I sure didn't. Well, I knew about it, but I didn't really fucking use it until now, but I'm gonna use it constantly. That is one thing I'm gonna do once I'm done with all the raids. I'm gonna go into every capital. Let's kill everything with a party of 40. Can you guys get your shit together? This is embarrassing. Yeah, if you go to... It's actually easier to do it if you're just talking to one bot. So you just talk to like one bot and say help, and they'll give you a list of stuff. And you can be like, okay, tell me some strategies. And he'll be like, okay, here's some strategies. And they got class specific, and then they have general. And then I can be like, okay, tell me some general strategies. And he'll be like, here's a giant list of shit. Here's a big wall of text. This isn't even all of them. There's more than this. But the problem with this chat and this game is it's hard to... Here we go. I think this is it. Yeah, Magmadar. Molten Core, I have that turned on. Anixia's Lair. I don't think they have a Nefarian strat. Or Blackwing Lair strat. But they're working on that. We're not done fighting yet? Like, what the fuck? Dirk. Alright, everybody look away for a second here. You know what? No. Just let me do this. Let me do this correctly. Okay, hold on a second. Instead of doing that repair, I'll show you how a master cheats.
May your blades never dull.
I'm doing that from now on. uh. This way I'm still paying the gold for it, you know what I mean? There are single-player projects that I played that have, like, dungeon checkpoints and stuff like that. This one, I don't think does. Unless it's in the solo craft options. And I haven't screwed around with solo craft because I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in balancing a 40-man raid around one person. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Ooh, look at that blink. I've heard of moonwalking, but I've never heard of moon blinking, because that's basically what that was. I need to report that again. Yeah, I think I reported it. I'll wait until next patch. I'll report it again. I don't want to keep... Because I report so many things and I forget what I've said, and I just end up repeating myself. And I don't want to annoy the devs. I annoy them enough as it is. With my bullshit. Why am I getting aggro like all the time? It's literally like if in a bukkake, right? With like one chick and 100 guys. I don't know, one chick and 40 guys, right? Or not, wait, hold on. Yeah. Like one chick and 40 guys, right? And they're all just getting it on, right? It's just like, it'd be like if all of a sudden 39 of them just turned to one dude and just started fucking him. And coming on his face. Like he didn't even, in fact, he was just standing there. He was just watching. He wasn't even his turn yet. And they just turn on him and fuck him. And the chick's like, what? What the hell? That's how I feel right now. I'm the guy. There's 39 other people here. Why me? You know? That's what it feels like. Or if you're in like downtown Chicago, it's like, you know, hundreds of other people. You know, why are you robbing me right now? You know? Do I even look like I have money? No. And you come up to me anyway. Meanwhile, there's this guy, he's walking out, he's got his business suit on, he's got like a briefcase, he's on his, you know, brand new Apple, what are they up to now, like 32 or some shit? And you rob me instead, like I don't get it. That's how I feel right now. Alright, this is where I actually have to be careful. Because I obviously haven't been up to this point. Baron Geddon's gonna come strutting down here. Oh, I don't even have mana. I don't even have mana. Why are you hitting me? What did I do wrong? Is this aggro bugged? Is this like Twisted Metal 1 and 2, you know? Where like the computer pays more attention to you than it does the other computer opponents? Is that what this is? If you think I'm doing this, like I know perfectly well what I'm doing here, and it's still like I'm doing like 2 spells. I'm not even doing, what is this? I'm not even doing a Cone of Cold or anything. I'm doing Frost Bolts, man. Chill out. Thank you for rezzing me. I appreciate it. You're so nice. Belt of Might, yeah, that's something I need. Alright, I need the drink. You know, let's tag this guy. Can we tag this guy? Please, 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 tag him, tag him, tag him. Alright, now I need the drink. I don't know. You can actually adjust these things, but maybe I'm just not waiting long enough before I start attacking? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe I'm standing too far forward. Maybe I need to stand farther back. It could be me. Oh shit, see, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm gonna keep an eye out for Baron because he's gonna come down here any second. This is much better. All I gotta do is play like a pussy bitch. Which, let's be honest, that's what mages are anyway. Oh, somebody else died. It wasn't me. One thing I will probably do is I will probably adjust the aggro gain from druids and paladins in vanilla to kind of make them better tanks. But that's when I make my next tune. Alright, you guys ready? Too bad. Go on. Go on. Go on. Fuck them up. Fuck them up. I got my cannonball guy out. Does this even do any damage to him? Kind of. Oh, it's inconsistent. It's all over the place. My damage is more inconsistent than a fucking bending bill. Leather. Ooh, I got his hand. You know what I can do with that? You guys know what I can do with this hand? I can turn it into quest. I don't know what you were thinking. I'm gonna go ahead and work my way uptown here. Tired of getting ambushed by random dudes. You know what? I'm gonna put some ice with that fire. Oh shit, there he is, there he is, there he is, there he is, there he is. Focus him. Focus him. We have to focus him now. This is bad. No one's dead yet. We got one tank is actually dead. Attack him. Keep attacking him. Oh, that's great. Here, let me just be a big ass letdown to everyone. Man, he came strutting down here like a fucking trailer park dad after he heard his daughter was knocked up. Did you see that shit? He's like, who fucking did it? Was it one of you 40? Huh? I'll be right back. I get another beer. I'm actually gonna go ahead and res normally because that was a legitimate wipe. You're right, that was a stupid joke. Trailer park dads are never around. I'm actually gonna go ahead here and get off for a little bit. My dinner's ready. See, you know what? If I get on tomorrow, it shouldn't reset the raid. Which means I'm gonna have to get back on. Or it might reset the raid, which means I'm gonna have to get back on after dinner. So I'll be back after I eat. I'm not gonna shut the server down. I'm just going to turn the stream off, but I'll be back. And thanks for everybody that's stopped by. Kenny Official, Darren Wood, appreciate you. I'll be back in like 45 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes.